Ah, UFC 325 predictions. I am late. All right, let's get to it. All the way to the bottom. We got the prelims. One of the Road to UFC fights is off the card, but yeah, we still got a few of them. So you got to look at it and pick correctly. When in doubt, Aussie Kiwi. You don't trust the other ones. So it doesn't really matter what way. I'll just go decision. And next we go to Konofsky versus Yiza, main event of the early prelims. I'm gonna go Yiza or Yiza, whatever it's pronounced, by decision. I don't have much to say. Next one, Jonathan McAuliffe versus Oban Elliott. I think Oban Elliott's well-rounded, but as we saw against Seokhyun Ko, who might be extremely elite, but it's hard to tell you right now. His grappling isn't, as high level as it takes. And Jonathan McAuliffe, great striker. I'm going Jonathan McAuliffe by decision. Next fight, Jacob Malkoun versus Torres Finney. This one, oh, I love Jacob Malkoun. Not for anything he's good at, but simply because he had that hip TKO over Andre Petrosky, and that was like one of my favorite moments I've ever seen because it was just so ridiculous. And so I'm always gonna be rooting for Jacob Malkoun. And then Torres Finney, he's shit. He's so bad. There's not much to say. He's a smudge merchant against the cage. He's not good. He's big. How is he? He's so jacked, and yet he's incapable of throwing a punch. And it's why? But Torres Finney, he's dog shit. Jacob Malkoun's at least pretty good, So I'm gonna go with Jacob Malkoun. I'll go probably decision. Next fight, Cam Rouston versus Cody Brundage. I don't remember anything about Cam Rouston. All I know is Cody Brundage is bottom of the totem pole. He's well-rounded, but he's still pretty ass. So I'm gonna go Cam Rouston, round 2 TKO. Not much to say about it. Next one, it's the main event of the prelims. Junior Tafa versus Billy Alakana. This genetic abomination, Junior Tafa. Not as bad as his brother, somehow, against Billy Alakana. I'm pretty high on Billy Alakana. I'm very enjoy his fights quite a bit. I liked his performance against Bogdan Guskov. He's coming off of a win right now, and he has really really solid grappling as we saw in his debut. And Junior Tafa, he's just dog shit all the time. I think he's improved a little bit since coming down to light heavyweight because he's not morbidly obese, but still 6-4 is just horrible. He's coming off of a loss. I don't remember who it was from, but he can't grapple to save his fucking life. So I'm picking Billy Alakana, probably round 1 submission. I think that's a pretty safe pick. And now we get to the main card. Quillen Salkeld, the minority killer, versus Jamie Ginger Malaki. He's a redhead, so I think it's pretty safe to say Quillen Salkeld's gonna throw some fucking bombs on him. He's gonna bring out the fucking terrors. It was the troubles. I don't know if he's Irish or not, but he's ginger. It doesn't matter. But Quillen Salkeld is so very good, and he's been very active, which is nice to see. You like a prospect because he had, I think it was February last year. It was Quillen Salkeld killing Anshan Jubilee. Then I don't remember when. It was July or something. He beat Yanal Ashmuz, and then November. I think it was November. He picked up another win. Why can't I remember his name? Anyways, and now he's fighting again. Jamie Malaki, he's not bad, but he's lightweight. So, he's decent, but not anywhere near good enough to beat Quillen Salkeld, who's well-rounded, great grappling, phenomenal striker. He's going to be ranked and probably by the halfway point of this year. He's going to beat Jamie Malaki, probably get a ranked opponent since he has so much hype behind him. So I'm going Quillen Salkeld. I'll go round 2 knockout. I think Jamie Malaki is good enough not to be finished immediately, but I wouldn't be surprised. Next fight, oh my god. Jesus Christ. Tai Tuivasa versus Taliesin Teixeira. God, this fat fuck. I considered picking him. I'm like, you know what? If Tai Tuivasa, if he comes in 230 at the weigh-ins, looking locked in better shape, I'll think about it. But he comes in, he's fat as fuck. He's 265. He barely makes the fucking heavyweight limit. And he doesn't look any better. There's no indicator that he's more locked in for this fight. He's coming in for the fucking paycheck. He's 15-8. He's on a 5-fight losing streak. He hasn't bothered improving at all. He probably still goes to fucking Planet Fitness to do cardio. And Talison Teixeira, he's long, he's tall. Because he was fighting Derek Lewis, took a big shot off him, didn't get knocked out, which is good. He had to climb the cage like Mount Everest to survive. Luckily, it was called off because that's some blatant fucking cheating. But I have faith that he can take some shots off Tai Tuivasa and not go down or not get flatlined. And Tai is just, ugh. I think Talison will keep range well and, blast him with some hard shots, then come in, maybe not finish him with an elbow like he did Justin Tafa, but I think he's probably going to finish him at some point. I just don't have any faith in Tai Tuivasa. I'm going to go like round 1 TKO. He's going to fucking jiggle so hard when he hits the canvas. Alright, feature fight. Rafael Fiziev versus Mauricio Ruffi. They're both very curly haired right now. This is very close on the odds. What's the odds at? The bottom? Yeah, very close on the odds. Fiziev is the favorite. Oh, it's hard to say because Mauricio Ruffi, he definitely seems like the type of striker to give Fiziev problems. But I don't see it really going much different than the Ignacio Bahamondes fight. Because that one was very close. But I think Fiziev has all the right tools to beat Ruffi. And especially because we know Ruffi has a weakness to grappling, as shown against Benoit St-Denis. But BSD, he is a very good grappler. So it's not all that surprising that he finished him. But I think we're going to have some very close rounds. Maybe even like a coin toss decision, and Fiziev might get it based on his grappling. He might get some takedowns, a little bit of control time, land some ground and pound. So I'm going to go Fiziev by decision. Not too confident on it, but it's going to be a fun fight. No doubt. All right, co-main event, we have Dan Hooker versus Benoit St-Denis. Jesus Christ, this main card is dog shit. Like, this is like a prelim headliner, Tai Tuivasa's Talison Teixeira. And, I like Quinlan Salkeld, but him versus Jamie Mullarkey is not it. But, okay, Dan Hooker versus Benoit St-Denis. Oh, that's a hard one. I'm very tempted to pick Benoit St-Denis by submission. Oh, but I don't know. Because Dan Hooker is really good, but also he got finished pretty easy by Arman Tsarukyan, and I think Benoit St-Denis is maybe not on the level yet, but I think because the way he handled Dustin Poirier, I know Dustin was jumping guillotines and he didn't go for any submissions, but Benoit, he was taking him down and he was landing quite a bit on him, and that's worrying because Dan Hooker's not as good as Dustin, and so I think Benoit's going to win pretty clearly, a decision. I think Dan's a bit old, and Benoit, he's incredibly tough, as shown in all of his fights. So if they go to war, I think Benoit's going to come out on top. I think he's going to strike with them very well. Maybe he loses in the striking, but I think he's going to bring the grappling, and he's going to dominate him there. So I'm going to go Benoit St-Denis by decision. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a late submission, though. So, yeah. On to the main event, we have Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes. Well, actually, I didn't realize this. They have the same amount of wins. It's 27-4 and 27-7. That's very interesting. I didn't know that. Anyways, Volk versus Lopes 2. Oh boy. I'm still annoyed they made this fight because it's dumb as fuck. Diego, he beat number 12 Gene Silva, and I know Jean Silva he's top 5 now, but he wasn't at the time, so that doesn't make it any better. But if Volk, they didn't do the pay-per-view in Australia in September. I mean, they wouldn't have been able to really, because Movzar got injured, so even if they did book that fight, it probably would have fell through. And Lerone, he probably wouldn't have been ready after knocking out whatever his name was. I'm blanking on it right now. But yeah, it's just kind of. I wish Volk didn't have to sit out for almost a year, or like 9 months, and I wish it wasn't against Diego Lopes. I would prefer the Lerone Murphy matchup, and then we could do like Evloev versus fucking Yair or something. I don't know, for a title shot, and then Lopez could fight someone else coming off of a win. But maybe Aljamain Sterling, that would have been pretty good. But this is what we're stuck with now, and it's gonna be a great fight, no doubt. The first one was great, and I don't know. I just don't believe in Lopez to win this, but Volk is getting older, so I think he's gonna do more damage during the fight, which has me a bit worried about it. But I don't think he's gonna be able to win. I think it's gonna be very similar to the Max rematch, and that Volk's gonna clearly be beating him and edging out rounds, but Diego is gonna land some really good knockdowns at some point. Um, Not really certain what rounds. He's pretty consistent throughout. Doesn't really like have a bias towards early or late. So I think he's gonna knock him down. I think he's gonna hurt him a couple times, maybe almost finish him. But I think Volk's gonna survive. I think he's gonna edge out 3 rounds, and I think it's probably gonna be Volk by split decision. I think it might be a controversial one. Maybe there's a close round where maybe Volk styles on him a bit. Diego gets a knockdown, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, Volk won or Lopez won this round," and yeah, I think Lopez, he's really good, and he can put it together. I just don't think he will, because Volk is just like he's just he's Volkanovski. I can't pick against him. Like yeah, this has like I could pick against him against Ilya Tapiria, because Tapiria has that crisp boxing and the insane power to flatten anybody. Um, Especially when he's coming off that knockout loss. But with Diego Lopez, like we saw in the first fight, he couldn't put him out with like a massive uppercut and all the heavy shots he was landing. So I don't know if he's going to be able to this time. I think he can hurt him though. But I'm gonna go Alexander Volkanovski by split decision. I do really want, because Diego winning would be probably best for the division, because if Volk wins, he'll have 2 wins over Lopez, and Lopez is probably going to be at the top of the division for a while. And uh yeah, Volk's gonna win. And I do want him to win because I do want him to like gain more legacy and retire even greater than like the comeback from losing 3 or 4, 2 of them by knockout, would be pretty insane. And becoming champion again at 35, I guess it was 36, he became champion again, and then defending the belt, hopefully more than once. I would like to see him fight either Movs or Murphy, and then like maybe the winner of like the 4 of Jean Silva, Yusuf Salal, Yair Rodriguez, and Aljamain Sterling. I really wanted him to fight Aljo after he got knocked out by Tapiria. That would have been a great fight in the meantime, but he took the year off. He came back refreshed, chin like granite, and won the belt back. So no fault in him there. I just can't pick against him. He's just too good. Like out of my favorite fighters to watch, he's definitely like top 5. I got Piotr Jan, Mateusz Rebecki, Esteban Ribovic, Yuri Prohaska, Alexander Volkanovski. So I'll be very sad if he loses, but I won't be too sad because I do look on the bright side, and Lopez winning would be very good. So yeah, that's UFC 325. There's some good fights, but overall the quality of the card is fucking dog shit. My God, I don't know why they keep going to Australia, or like they keep going to Australia with these bad fights, but like they can stack it, right? Like they could do it. Like I know they have like a tax problem over there because it's a shithole, but they really gotta work on the Australia cards. They've been pretty bad for the past few years.